love saving.
So, do you think humanity has the potential to wipe themselves out?
No. Yeah.
To wipe themselves out? Yeah.
I died
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah.
What? How do you think it's
That's
gonna
why
happen?
I think nuclear.
Everyone's gonna just throw a nuke at each other.
I'm actually sending out a few nukes tomorrow.
Seriously, what's the craziest way we'd wipe ourselves out?
Alien invasion.
Alien invasion.
Wait, we do it ourselves?
Well, what about like AI or something, like becoming like
Someone
conscious?
accidentally
Do you not
dropped
see
it.
what I'm doing right
Definitely a
now?
possibility.
This AI, like, why would it not wipe us out? That's the question.
I don't know.
Killing myself.
Is there a thing where isn't there a thing where they have like the 3 laws or whatever of robotics?
Even then, it might still outsmart us because it might say, "Hey, I see what you do to other beings on your planet." The AI might just realize, "I'm just some lab test to you." We are heading to this technological breakthrough, and they've kind of predicted it. Like, we've seen nothing in human history. Like, it's about to skyrocket as soon as this technological singularity occurs, where there's going to be a being that's higher than humans. And that, is a scary thought. What if the AI really just thinks, okay, your only purpose was to create me? Yeah, but I mean, short of like all becoming vegans or something, I don't know how this AI would ever respect us. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, if we're looking at what would happen if an opportunistic species like humans, but a smarter version of us, like an alien version of humans that's smarter, they would do what we've done a million times over, right? We've done on this
I
planet. We
guess it's just,
domesticated dogs and horses and cattle and pigs and
Definitely are getting what comes to us if they show up.
We're fucking dumb.
We
yo, dude, like we
it's a wrap.
yeah, we don't
It's a wrap.
if yeah. We're kind of assholes at the moment.
Could we change?
Well, that's the thing, like it's either we're
we have
gonna
the
change or
capacity
You have to want the capability to change. Like, we all have that ability, but you would have to want it.
I guess my question would be like, what could someone do? What could an individual do to change because I mean, this is like you're looking at things at different scales, right? You got the macro scale of all of society, and as you're saying, all of society doesn't really seem to have that preference for the world to be better because we keep doing these things that are awful. But on an individual scale, we do. And if you want to change that bigger scale, you got to first start with the lower scale. You got to convince people to make a change in their actual lives.
If people have more compassion and empathy for others and just thought about, I don't know, maybe people would start to, not be so scared of each other and others and so cold.
Do you think we're just kind of disconnected in a way?
Yeah, we're very
disconnected. Yeah, we're like hella disconnected.
What I've been getting at kind of is this idea that, how we expect consideration from our fellow humans, but we don't grant that to almost anything else on the planet. And we were talking if some AI were developed, why would the AI care for us at all? Why would it have any reason to
because we'd just be like
respect us?
livestock. We don't really care about livestock, and we put the same implementations of oh, it's just a chicken, it can't feel or think. Well, that's because we have a higher capability than we think we know best, and we abuse and use everything around us.
Yeah, but is that really a justification, or is it just kind of something we tell it ourselves?
Well, no, I think it's just an excuse to help us sleep at night. I mean, that's...
You guys are deep as
I don't see how I can ever get out of this without being logically committed to veganism.
Oh yeah.
What is the moral principle underlying our approach to the equality between human beings? Right? We think about equal rights and human rights, and we apply them consistently across human beings. And the reason that we have a conception of human rights is because we recognize that somebody's moral value should not be dependent on morally irrelevant concepts like race and gender and sexuality and religion. If you find the trait that you think it is that differentiates a human being from a non-human animal, that justifies the difference in treatment, the logic would have to work as such. You would have to find the trait, the characteristic that those non-human animals don't have, that if a human being were to also not have, we treat that human being like we treat the animal. Animal exploitation has to end now as a matter of principle, just as racism does, just as sexism does, just as ableism does. 2, you don't need to see them as equal. That's the point that I'm trying to first get across to you. It's not about pigs versus humans, it's about pigs versus human taste buds. And no serious moral analysis can really think that those are even comparable. If you turn down the offer of milk in your coffee and aren't afraid to say why, then your moral courage will betray a level of empathy far exceeding most of those around you, but exactly in line with what those beings that we share this planet with deserve. If you recognize your place in this world not as the unrestricted owner of animals, but an animal yourself, you'll have no choice but to stop eating them and their products. Not because you begrudgingly feel that you have to in order to accord with your rational moral system, but because if you spend even a moment thinking about this seriously, you'll want to, and you'll be a better person for it. As Peter Singer asks, when history looks back, do you want to be counted among the oppressors or among the liberators? You've got to make that choice.
Yeah.
Dang, bro, that shit hit.
Part
That
where it was
that
like,
shit really hit.
that part was like if a human was the same as like how we saw a like an animal, cat or whatever, like we wouldn't think the same way as about it, because that. But I understood that because I could understand that at the same time it would be like, oh, even though this, like, they're not like as aware or whatever, that's still like a human, and that's where the basically like the hesitant like thought comes in, and yeah, that's basically what like got me, because I was just like, yeah, because I understand. I pretty much I've thought about that before too. I was just like, I wonder if like sometimes you would think same, especially like, you know how if you were to take care of like a pig or something, you would be like, oh, I'm never eating it. Like, oh, this
Yeah,
is a pet. Like,
that's
I
my friend, you know.
respect this. Yeah, like that's my thing. Like that's pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
exactly.
know, and it sucks that that people can only see it if they're attached to it. Like you wouldn't kill a horse, you wouldn't kill a cow if you know, or you've known it for a long time, you've given it a name, and you know that's like your friend. But you know, it's okay if it's just a random cow you've never met.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that disconnect we were talking about. Once you start thinking about it differently, it's kind of hard to go back.
Yeah. There's definitely like a whole mental shift when you like get shown the truth.